Hey, Cheryl here. How you doing? I don't know about you, but I've been getting a lot of people saying to me, "Hey, Cheryl, what are you up to?" I thought I would share with you what I'm up to because I've shared it with some people and they're like, "Hey, that sounds really cool. Can you send it to me?" This is me sending it to all those people that wanted me to send it to them. So it starts with me not being a massage therapist anymore. At the end of 2019, I ended my career as a massage therapist, and I've been a massage therapist for 20 years. And in that 20 years, of course, as a massage therapist, you help people with their self-care, right? Massages are part of self-care. And then you talk to other, they come in and they have this tightness or this anxiety or that anxiety. And you talk to them about what do they do for themselves to help with what's going on with them. Cut to me realizing now that I'm not a massage therapist anymore, I kind of suck at self-care. I wasn't very good at taking care of myself. So I put myself into what I'm calling Self Care Rehab. And because what I realized was years of not taking care of myself. Marginally taking care of myself. I wasn't terrible, but I thought that if I could work out and drink enough water, I would be fine. Didn't really always, no. So self-care rehab looks like I came up with this idea of the self-care star. People ask, why is self-care important? I think it's really important for us to take care of ourselves for a couple of reasons. The big one is I'm a believer in you can't give what you don't have. If you don't have patience with yourself, if you don't have love for yourself, if you don't have grace for yourself, you can't give that to anyone else. It's like someone coming up to you and saying, "Hey, can I get $5 to get on the subway?" And you don't have $5. So you give them, 3 buttons, a safety pin, some gum, a wrapper, and lint. That's not going to get them on the subway. So you can't give what you don't have. So I came up with the Self-Care Star. The Self-Care Star is helping me. I've been using it for a few months now. So it's helping me figure out where I am when it comes to my own self-care. And I chose a star because we are made up of the same elements as stars. So says, by the way, I just have to read this because I just found this. Dr. Ashley King, she's a scientist and a stardust expert. She's an expert in stardust. I know she probably doesn't sprinkle it all around and she's not followed by unicorns and rainbows, but I think it's kind of cool that she's a stardust expert. And Dr. Ashley King says it is totally 100% true. Near all the elements that are in the human body were made in a star, and many of them came through supernovas. How cool is that? So we are essentially supernovas. So my hypothesis is the more we take care of ourselves, the better we are at our own self-care, the better we're able to model it for our children and the younger people in our lives, model it for all of the people in our lives, but the better we are and the more we have to give to other people, because the bottom line is being of service for other people. But we have to be in a place where we feel good about ourselves and we feel like we have the energy to give to other people, or else our intention around it is. But that's a whole nother conversation that we're going to get into at some point. Anyway, so this is the Self-Care Star. It is a 5-point star. The first, I know this is backwards. This is you. So this with you, or it's me. It's like, I have this on my wall. It's above my desk, and it's like the star saying, "You, Cheryl." So it's like you. I could put my name up here as well, Cheryl. And then we have mental. Oh no, sorry. This is physical. This is mental. This is emotional, and this is spiritual. So a really quick overview, right? So physical. The physical are all those things that we do for a physical body bag, right? So the working out, the sleeping, the eating, the meditation, stretching, all that kind of stuff that we do. All of that stuff that we ingest as well. All of that is for our physical well-being. Mental, all that stuff that we do for our mental well-being, because the hamster wheel runs, right? So the hamster wheel runs. Anxiety, right? What do we do for those things? Do we meditation, counseling, journaling, conversations with others? Also, all of that stuff that we do to increase our mental capacity. So expand our minds, expand our comprehension and analysis and discernment, right? That's all that mental. Emotional, all that stuff that we do for our emotional health, right? Our the feels, what do you do for the feels? The conversations we have with people, the relationships we have with people. Mental is also, relationship also falls under mental as well, right? So the relationships we have, the intimacy we have, so what do we do for that? Conversations, counseling, meditation, journaling. Sometimes you hit a jackpot on one thing and it hits all those things, which is awesome. And then there's the spiritual. So that's stuff that we do for our soul, whether that be for you like religion, church, whether that be meditation or prayer or, reading or, how we connect with the larger thing, and whatever you call it God, source, Allah, the universe, higher self, Muhammad, whatever you call it, it's that aspect of your life. So this is what I came up with, and I'm going to show you how I use it. So I'm using it right now to find out where I am in my self-care journey, right? So this is my gratitude journal. Every night I write in a gratitude journal. This is my current gratitude journal. I have a lot of these because I've been writing in gratitude journals for a really long time. I'm going to put on my glasses so I can see and I'm just going to open to a random page and hope it's a good one. This is the random page. Okay. Oh my goodness. Wow. Okay. Yeah. So this is what it looks like. Actually, I'm going to show this one. Because some days there are a lot of things that I'm really happy and grateful for, and some days there are a few things that I'm happy and grateful for. Every day I always try to write down 3 things that I'm grateful for, and I think like it's like those things, not just like I'm grateful for. I mean, although having some days I have a lot of things, and some days I don't have a lot of things. I'm not gonna lie. During COVID, sometimes I'm grateful for eating, sleeping, and pooping, and that was kind of all that happened, but there weren't too many of those days, thank goodness. So I'm going to go July 20th. I'm very happy and grateful. That's how I start. I'm very happy and grateful for 3 awesome sessions today and being of service. So I do energy work and I do oracle card readings. So I had 3 sessions that day that were of value to the people that I spoke to. So that when I'm able to be of service, that really lights me up, and I feel really awesome about that. Having the opportunity to be a conduit of joy and love from the divine today. That's kind of cool. Amazing, supportive friends. How can that not be on your list every day? My sister arriving safely in Prince Edward Island because she went and she traveled there. Oh, this was the night I saw a shooting star. Seeing a shooting star tonight. Oh my God, that's so cool. I'm happy about it again. Oh, that's so cool. I remember that night. That's so cool. Okay. Whew. Oh, having the TV on for only 2 hours, which is a big step for me. And having so many people around me who inspire me. So these are all the things that I was grateful for on July 20th. And then underneath that, there's the star, my self-care star. So physically, I rested. Sometimes the best thing you can do for yourself physically is a good rest. Sometimes that's what really works. Emotionally, I talked to one of my friends that day and kind of downloaded and, was able to have that conversation with her about how I was feeling. So I talked about my feelings, which I'm pretty good at talking to some people about them, usually. And if I'm not talking about them, you can totally see it on my face. I'm a freaking hallmark when it comes to my feelings. Mentally, what I put here was half TV time. So it was or decreased TV time. So that was really good for my mental health that particular day. And then spiritually connecting with Source and being a conduit for joy and love that day. And also I consider this to be part of my spiritual practice as well. So the self-care stars really help me kind of understand where I am. So those days that I do things from all of those 4, the physical, the mental, emotional, and the spiritual, those are the days that I'm more present for people and I'm able to give of myself more freely. there are days where at the end of the day I think, oh, what did I do? Like, there are a lot of days where I don't do things on purpose, but at the end of the day I try to figure out what I did and kind of slip them in there. But that's step 2, right? So step 1 right now is using the self-care star to see where I am in my self-care practice and what I do for myself that really feeds me. It's because it's a practice of like your body, your mind, your heart, and your soul, right? So it's like the physical body bag, the mind, your heart, your feels, and then your soul. So it's about taking care of all of those things for yourself so that you can be present and bright and shiny for other people. I'm kind of excited, and I'm so now that's step 1. Step 1 is using the self-care star to see where I am. Step 2 is making lists of things that I do and actually on purpose doing them. That's my next step. So I'm very excited to share this self-care rehab journey with you. Ups and downs, baby, ups and downs.